Good morning, and welcome to Revelation of the Spirit from Hostline Entertainment. So, we're cycling our first year of videos and got a new shirt to start the year off with our schools out forever, no classes in 2020. From the man himself, Alex Cooper, who I discuss in a past episode. So if you want to go back and listen to what I said about Alex, feel free. We're going to change the format up a little bit. Today's show will be short so that we can gear up for a brand new adventure. Probably going to do some Zoom interviews that I'll record with some folks in the industry and get their perspective on life and where they are in a pandemic world and how their business is going. A guy named Mark Starks, who is a comic book writer and illustrator, has a great IP out there called The Martian. And we'll also be talking with Johnny Green, who is a world-class performer, musician, actor, who is best known for his band Johnny and the Green Men, which was one of the Joker's, Cesar Romero's villains. And we'll talk to him a little bit about his life. So, anyway, lots of stuff to do and change, but we'll do our best to continue to bring you some interesting stories, to say the least. So as far as what we've been watching lately, I've finally started to watch the sequels to Jumanji, the Robin Williams, with Dwayne Johnson's two sequels. I watched the last one called The Next Level with Danny DeVito and Danny Glover, and it's got Kevin Hart in it. Cute films, cute family films. So if you like all family films, I think they're both worthy of a watch. I remember when the first sequel came out, Jamie Stevens, who works at Sony, said this is going to be the sleeper of the year, and certainly it was. Did amazing at the box office. I watched a Charlize Theron movie called Dark Place, which is extremely interesting and good if you like thrillers. So check that out. I also watched The Witches on HBO Max with, I believe it's Anne Hathaway is in that. And it's very good. I should have watched it during Halloween, but I just had so many other things I was watching. So, anyway, if you haven't checked that out on HBO Max, do check that out. I've been picking up the episodes on The Mandalorian, loving all the hates and the loves from folks on social media, but I think it's a fantastic series if you haven't watched that on Disney Plus. And then I've also, I think I was telling you, I picked up Shudder, which is a horror streaming service, and I've just been watching a lot of their documentaries. They've got a great one called Cursed. I talked about it before, but I rewatched all those. The Exorcist, The Omen, Poltergeist, and kind of the history of conspiracy theories with those films. They're like 30-minute episodes, but they're very good. A movie that really was terrible at the box office called The Dead Don't Die with Bill Murray. And I can understand why it didn't do well at the box office. Although it wasn't as bad as I anticipated it being, but it was pretty senseless. With all the zombie movies out there, this one was just a Me Too. So I did watch Caddyshack 2, which kind of intersperses Chevy Chase a couple times in it. Dan Aykroyd does a little piece in there, but nothing like the first film. But I remember, those were filmed in South Florida down when I was working down there. So I remember the golf clubs there, Eagle Trace, and if the Fort Lauderdale, I think Plantation, I think it's called, the golf course. They That's where those were filmed, and so it was worth a watch. Caddyshack too, and then I rewatched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, the Quentin Tarantino, Brad Pitt, Oscar-winning film with Leonardo. Anyway, great film. If you have not seen that film, it's one of my favorites of that year. And then the other thing I thought interesting, I think I mentioned it last time, was HBO Max is going to release all their 2021 releases in theaters as well as on HBO Max. Great play to get people to come on board and join that service. But some great films. I mean, it's a great strategy. It's a little aggressive, but I like that. Matrix 4, Conjuring 3, Godzilla vs. King Kong, Space Jam, all going to be released the same day on HBO Max as well as in theaters. Also coming out this week, actually probably get to watch it tonight or tomorrow, the remix of Godfather 3 by Francis Ford Coppola. I was fortunate enough, I don't know if I even mentioned this, but I was fortunate enough to meet, not Francis, although I've been to his Coppola winery several times, but I was able to work with his wife with some costumes from the movie The Cell in San Francisco at a place called Gump's. So anyway, got a little tie there to the master, and I'll be anxious. Godfather certainly, and Godfather 2 and are certainly one of my favorite films. So I'm anxious to see what he does, and I think if I read the article correctly, that he has set it up now with this remix for a potential Godfather 4, which would take the story into Vincent Sonny's kid, who was played by Andy Garcia. So that should be interesting. So we're going to change up the format of this show a little bit. I'm going to do some Zoom interviews. I've got a couple folks lined up. Mark Starks, who is a comic book writer, has a comic book called The Martian. And we're going to chat with him probably in a week. And so these will be pre-recorded, and I'll put these on YouTube. And then we're also going to talk with Johnny Green the day after Christmas. Johnny is a world-class performer, musician, actor. Was part of the Johnny and the Greenmen, which was a villain band for Cesar Romero, playing the Joker on the old Batman 66 TV series in the episode Surf's Up. So we're going to chat with Johnny. He's got a lot of great stories. Opened up for big bands like the Rolling Stones and Elvis and that kind of stuff. So anyway, he's a really interesting character, and we'll talk. And they'll be short. They'll be about 15 minutes. Which goes by very quick, as you know. That's about it. We're going to make this one short. This is the cycling of the year. Please hit the share button, the subscribe button, the like, the thumbs up button. There's not a whole lot of you watching this, but we appreciate those that are. And we're going to, like I said, change it up a little bit and bring some other folks on here that I think are valuable, been valuable in my life, and can add some valuable insight to the business, entertainment business in general. If you're interested in, pursuing the music business or pursuing acting or pursuing the comic book industry or whatever, these will be invaluable to hear some real pros out there and how they do it and what their perspective is on a COVID environment for these industries. So thanks for watching. Have a great week, And we'll be back with you next Monday. Revelation of the Spirit. Haasline Entertainment. Be blessed.